The neighborhood we was in started turning. It was some kind of gang initiation. They were trying to jump her friend, and because she picked up his glasses, they sicked the people on her. So at this point, my daughter's in an unsafe situation. I don't want to stay in this neighborhood. I need to make a change. I'm not a type of person that's stuck in my situation. I'm always able to pivot appropriately. So now I'm looking to move. So this guy is like, okay, well, where you gonna go? What you gonna do, right? He's never saying, okay, well, why don't we figure this out together? I don't wait for that. I go ahead and see if I can get pre-approved for a home, right? I end up getting approved. I start to look for this home. I'm seeking advice from my man. What areas do you think I should be in? Can you come look at this house? Can you check out the pipe? Can you check out the attic? I'm doing all the things, right? Because this is what the man wants to do. He would not show up. He would give me attitude. He would make it seem as though it was the lowest thing on his priority list was to make sure I was in a good area, in a good home for his child, his son. I had his 1-year-old at that time. So at this point, I'm on my own. I'm finding these homes. I'm going through these motions. I finally get it. Do you know what this man told me after I was 2 weeks from closing on my home? This man said to me, just out the blue, I don't have time for this nonsense. And that wasn't the word he used, but we on TikTok. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And he said, I don't have time to waste and money to spend on this house stuff. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm trying to start this fleet. I said, I'm 2 weeks away from closing. Do you think that they're waiting on me to give information on my son's father? They waiting for my baby daddy? That's not how that works. That's not how this works. And so at that point, a light bulb went off. And I knew in that moment, and I had known before that, but that was like a pivotal moment where I said, this man don't respect me. He doesn't respect my accomplishments. He doesn't respect my independency. He doesn't respect just my own self-preservation. So when you are dealing with somebody like that, they don't want to see you at your best. It don't matter how they dress it up. It don't matter how many gifts they give you. And I also realized in that relationship that man would not show up. Let me tell you something. My grandmother had passed while I was pregnant with my son. This man told me when I was getting ready to leave for that flight, because he was supposed to come with me, I missed my first flight. He told me there's other things, there's other more important things. There's more important things than this. If that's not emotional abuse, this man also will not admit to any of these things. So when you have men that will inflict this level of emotional abuse on you, when they will put these kind of holds and restraints on your dreams and your goals, it's pretty much a death sentence. And we don't realize that because we have women that will tell us, oh, just do this, or, it'll be okay. Just try to ignore it or cook more, or, maybe you need to just submit, and just not speak on things as much. And that is not proper guidance for anybody. There was a study that came out not too long ago that said that men nowadays are more compatible to date other men. These men are not being raised to be of women. These men are being raised to be others' confidants and partners. So we have to deconstruct so much right now, and it is in my advice for any woman, I don't care what age you are, from 2 to 200. Be single until you get to a point to where you can discern properly.
Yeah. Can I put in a little bit as a male?
Go ahead, Toby. I know you like, ooh, Jesus, Lord.
Most women, they deal with men that don't know how to lead. Like when you interact with anybody, you got to understand them since they're like 6 years old until they came in, because anyone can put on a facade. If you don't know their upbringing, this, and that, it's hard for you to even interact with them because they don't know your upbringing, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? As a male, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I used to want a woman to listen to me. But when I got older, I barely want to think for myself. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like I want a woman that could compliment me, meaning like I could put her out and she knows what to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like I know what to do and come back home with the bacon, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Like by the extra thinking for someone else, why would you think anyone else has time for that? when like some people have kids, some people don't even want to think for their kids. All this is a lot going on mentally, and then like, okay, now I got to think for the whole family. We got 3 kids. That's already 5 different personalities that are in the house, and you can't treat each personality the same. Everybody's different, etc., etc. And that comes with growing up and the experience. When you understand everything my parent taught me was wrong. You know what I mean? I had to tell them, like, the only thing you can teach me is what you know. And if I want to get past that, I have to go somewhere else. I'm a male that thinks women are smarter than men under the act, because a woman could go anywhere and learn knowledge from anything. Men mostly stick around their own. You know what I mean? So if I'm this, I'm over here. A woman could go to any side of the world, any this, that, different men they dealt with. A man only has his own game, one game that he knows. A woman, different men that they go around, they learn all that game. A woman used that on me before. Everything, she had something for everything. I was like getting beat. I'm like, where did you learn all this from? But all the men game that ran on her, she started using that on me, messed my head up. And I'm like, man, women are actually smarter than me. You know what I mean? So I had to learn from her before I could conquer other men.
And Tony, you would think that men would stop doing what they doing because they don't understand that they making us smarter when they do stuff.
Right.
Well, and then another thing is that a lot of men
on y'all.
Yeah.
And there's so many men that won't concede to women, right? I have given my ex-man advice. And I said, oh, hey, you said you was looking into getting into this. I just found this on this website, and I would send him the information, and he would ignore it. But his friend would come to him 3 weeks later, tell him the same exact thing, send him the same exact information, and then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, look at what so-and-so told me. I could do this, and this.
Yeah, because I could tell you why. Because you came in looking for his guidance. You didn't come in as an equal.
No,
so
I did not. I've always been a strong six-figure winner.
No, we're not saying that. You said that you came to your man like you needed his help. So
no, I did not. No, I did not tell you that. No, I gave him the respect of a man.
Right,
I gave him. I know I did not.
But this is what I'm saying. If you gave it to him and you're asking him for advice or this, and that, why would you want your advice? That's the only thing I'm saying. I know, man. I'm a male. I'm a male, though.
You're in a relationship with a woman.
Right.
That woman is purchasing a home.
Correct.
Should she not include you in the conversation? She's not asking you to live with her. She's not asking you for any money.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Should she not ask you for your opinion as her man?
I don't know the relationship. If you guys aren't living with each other, now if he makes a wrong move and say, let's move there, he's not there all the time to protect you, and something happened because you did say it was something happening in the area and it was bad, he doesn't want to fail. Most men won't put themselves in a situation where they could be wrong at. So do we know these areas where he's at? Is he a street person? You know what I'm saying?
So this is someone who is in real estate.
A street person. Real estate and street person is 2 different things.
So again, now his background is his background. I'm sorry, I don't know. Most of the men I know come from the street. Whether they stay there or evolve out, that's where they started, right? We didn't have the privilege that the majority of us started, on the upper, right? So at the end of the day, that's a given. However, when you present yourself a certain way, you're a businessman, you have this interest, we're in relationship, we have a child. Am I, as your woman?
But if he's in real estate, why didn't you go to him?
Again,
to make him get the sale to get the money out of it. Why would you?
I didn't say he was in real estate in regards to being a real estate agent. As being someone that flips properties and works with that industry, yes, I did think that I would be able to say, hey, what do you think about this particular area? It was very top level the questions I was asking him. When I was asking him to show up at the houses, these weren't houses that I asked him to pick for me. These were houses that me and my real estate agent picked. I did the work. I'm asking for your opinion. You being someone that's in this industry, you being someone that has the expertise, I would trust you as somebody that I share a child with than I would a perfect stranger. But I
Right,
ended
so-
up having to trust the perfect stranger
Yeah, but
because
so,
the
okay.
man wanted me to self-abandon and not move forward in that.
No, this is what I'm saying. So if he's in that industry, et cetera, now you could have asked him, like, what persons do you think I should use? Because I'm looking for this house. And he was like, oh, use this real estate person, this, and that. So he gave approval. So if anything did happen, it will come back on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm selling this or doing that, and someone goes the other way and they know this is my field, like, I would look at it I would look at it differently.
So
You know
I
what
would
I'm
ask
saying?
you, do you look at other perspectives? Do you see the shortcomings of other men? Because this is the conversation I had in a
Oh
whole
yeah,
other debate some years
100%.
ago. Because at the
Hold
end of
on,
the
real
day,
quick, because I like the conversation. I love the entity that y'all doing, but I do have to kind of bring it back to the topic.
okay,
I didn't want to
sorry.
no, you fine, and y'all were fine. That's a great debate. Nobody was, arguing with each other. I think both of y'all sides was valid. It's just kind of not the topic right now. but I do want to show y'all this. Remember, the young lady came up here and she said that it was a Instagram picture that she had took, and somebody in the comments had said he gonna unalive you. I got the picture.
Oh wow! I actually seen that.
I got the picture. Hey, Lawana. Hey, my beautiful Lawana. My mod is in. One of my mods is in here. Hold on.
You know, when comments like that are made, those are the comments let go. I mean, if someone made a comment like that on the picture or something I taken, I'm going to investigate or I'm going to give heed to that, because, like, why would you say that? What made you?
20 weeks ago. This was 20
live.
weeks
So
ago.
if somebody said that or commented under my picture and said something like that, I also want y'all to be doing y'all
Ooh,
spiritual
but
work
look at
too.
that man's face.
Exactly.
Look at
Start
that man's
doing
face in
reading.
this
If
blue
he
light.
don't look
Look at this
evil right
man's
there, if
face.
that ain't Lucifer Daddy, I
Do
don't know
you
who
see
it
that
is.
man's face?
Y'all know I
That's
love
why
calling
I
for
want to get
somebody
this across,
Lucifer's
y'all, because
son
I
or
feel like this is
grandson.
really
That ain't
important.
nothing but
Y'all
an
look at the
evil
eyes.
spirit.
If you don't look at anything else, look at the eyes. Look at that smile, that devilish
That
look.
is an
Everything is not
evil
right about that
spirit.
picture.
Ooh,
You
he
can
don't
tell.
have any eyes in that picture.
He don't. They're black. I mean, you can't even you see through them. I mean, it's as if it's another entity that's there. That it's not even him. That it's another host in his. I mean, he
Wow.
doesn't even look himself.
Yep.
But I want to say this real quick before we leave the topic of the person making that comment. Y'all also have to, when people are making comments like that on your life, you guys have to start coming up against that spiritually. Exactly. You
You
got to
cannot
use your allow spiritual somebody to just say
Mm-hmm.
something something
like
like
that
that and let it ride, y'all. Please start doing y'all Exactly. work
Mm-hmm.
You are spiritually absolutely right. You and pray cannot. against that. You're right, because we're in a spiritual. I mean, about it, whether
Spiritual
you want to
warfare.
believe it or not, it's
It's
the truth. You
spiritual warfare.
cannot. I
It is
mean, because if
definitely
someone
spiritual
said
warfare.
that, I wouldn't have. That would have been a comment that I would have piggybacked on. Like, well, why you say that? Well,
I
what's
would have just
about this
deleted
picture
it
that you would have
and
said? Give
prayed
me some
about it.
insight. Or not only that, I'd have went into prayer, or somebody else on that post should have covered that and rebuked that and went in. Because I'm one of those. If I'm on someone's panel or something and said whatever, I'm going to hit it. I'm gonna go in on it. I'm not gonna let it make it. Let it ride, because I feel like we're in a time and day that life is short and people are setting out to devour and kill. I mean, unalive, steal, and destroy. Yep. And that's just the world that we're in now. Everybody is just so seem to be evil. Looking for someone to take out. So we have got to be mindful where it relates to when people say things like that. Or I mean, just look at him. He looks totally different in that picture compared to all the other pictures.
And that was the point that I was making when I was speaking in regards to my son's father. He started off one way. By the time we ended in that relationship, there was no soul in that man. He was the coldest, hardest, manipulative, narcissistic individual I have ever met in my life. Did not trust him with my children, did not trust him with me, did not want him to have any more access. When I tell you cutting cords was a thing, when I tell you spiritual warfare is a thing, I was under spiritual attack for at least 4 years under that man after I left him. So now I'm starting to see where now he's going back, and you can see literally that everything that he has done to not just myself, but even people in his own family is starting to wear on him. You can literally see the spirit on him now. We are in spiritual warfare, ladies. You have got to learn to discern. You have got to learn how to sit in solitude. You have got to learn how to pray and cover yourself, your children, and anyone else and anything else that is important to you. These men are being weaponized against us, and you have to know that.
That's true. If not, you'll be sleeping with the enemy.
Baby, yes. And that's the worst thing. That's one thing that, you know, I may have my lonely times, and you may see people doing stuff that you want to do, but I feel like God has protected me from so many situations that I probably would have been in, and because I was trying to be liked or be, you know, looked at like I was valid with this society. And I'm so glad that I'm strong enough to know that, you know, when it was time for me, it was hurt. I was hurt when it happened, but I was strong enough to know that this wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? And this is not what I want out of life, and this is not what I'm going to accept. You know what I'm saying? So this is a teachable moment again for, like somebody said on here, young, old, it don't matter, because it's a lot of older women that are newly meeting men that are going through some of the same things right now, you know, and you can't look at a person and be like, well, girl, you too old to know that. We in a new age right now. Huh? We in a new age right now. And everybody has to learn all the way over again how to function in this new age.
And unfortunately, some of the older women will be the ones to give the worst advice to the younger women. And it's because they went through the suffering. They want you to go through the suffering as though it's a right to pass it.
Well, I disagree. I disagree with you on that, AJ.
I disagree on, and the reason I say disagree on that, at 54, the last thing is I'm gonna do is tell my young women anything that's going to put them in a situation where they're not going to be able to survive in it. That's not.
And hold on, Miss Bridget and AJ. I'm gonna say this to y'all. That's the reason why we're having this live right now, because it's a narrative that's put out there.
Older women
don't understand, or we want to recreate. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you are saying that, AJ. I'm telling you one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I want y'all to understand. We want y'all to go through what y'all need to go through. But if it's a certain thing that we done seen Billy Bob fuck around with all the young girls. Why, if we see you trying to mess with Billy Bob, we gonna say something to you, because we know he done been through all 10 years. He done messed with my cousin, my homegirl, her daughter, her daughter's daughter, and then he trying to mess with you too, friend.
So we are the new age.
But listen,
right? We're the new age
elders. Listen, y'all, I'm literally in my early 30s, and I have 2 friends that are older, and it don't matter like what I come to them about, they never lead me wrong. They don't ever give me no negative advice. They always lead me the right way. When I was younger, I'm not gonna lie, I used to think that sometimes when certain ladies, they would sometimes make little comments here and there.
It's the way they say it.
That same woman who would make little comments possibly about me, she was, one day I went to the store and I was with somebody who was just supposed to be giving me a ride. And she looked at me. She knew who my dad was. She looked at me, but she knew who the guy that I was with was and what type of time he was on. She snatched me up out that car and was like, no, you coming with me. You not leaving with him. And then we left. And when I left, I had already picked up on it like, okay, I ain't even going to say nothing. I'm going with you. But when I left, she told me, that's the wrong person you need to be around. I don't know why ain't nobody else tell you, but I'm going to say something. So even if she may have commented some little smart stuff about me in the past, she never, when it came to my life or put me in a bad situation, I've never had a older woman be like that.
Well, I understand that, but I'm going to tell you this. I know for certain that me coming up, I didn't have that advice from older women. I am now, I'm moving into the elder stage, right? I'll be 47 in a week. And I am one of the ones that's going to redirect the young ones under me, right? But I didn't have that coming up. I had to learn on my own.
And guess what, friend? Hey, Asia, you right. Because we didn't have that coming
exactly.
up. We had them telling us that we was fast. I had maybe 1 or 2 aunties that schooled me. And I'm... God rest her soul. She was taken away from me too soon because I would be a beast right now. Unfuckable with. Do you hear me?
Yep. I do. And I know exactly what you mean. But it's a lot of them
out there. And that's the reason why, AJ, we do what we do now. Because I be damn if it be a gap the way that it was between us and them. Ain't gonna be no gap with my Beanie Babies no more.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like right now we need more of us. But not only that, I have been in discussions where I'm like, we got red pill content, right? Red pill content. That devil, that blue-eyed devil you seen in that photo with this beautiful young lady right here. They're the ones that have set out the red pill content. And guess who absorbed all of it? Right? It's our men that's absorbing this crap. We need more men like Tom who is not red pill intoxicated, right? We need more men to come out and step up and say, y'all, we are tripping. We have really lost the base of our community, and the whole village ideals. And it's like earlier when you were on, when you started your live and the guys came on talking about, oh, that's what you get. That's not verbatim, but that was the sense of
that was the tone.
Yeah, and it's like, how do these black men look at this situation? Now, mind you, these are the very same black men that would say, "Oh, she a gold digger. Oh, I would just, hit her and quit her." Either way, you're not going to get a positive response from these men, whether she's alive and healthy and thriving, or whether she's unalived and it's mysterious. These men look at us as though we are their worst enemies.
Now, I will say this. Checking them people and telling them, hey, that's not cool. I did. So I do want to acknowledge the ones that were actually in here and that were like, hell no, like, bro, you wrong. Yeah. Don't say that type of thing. So
we need so much more of that because the red pill content has been thriving for the last 10 to 15 years. Right. And it is now in our younger generation. So they're hitting up the chat boxes on the PlayStation 5s. Like my son is 10. Yeah. And I'm having to cut them chats off because, excuse me, what? So they are trying to infect our boys and our young girls with this mentality of self-hating early. It is up to us. And I don't know how many people follow the news because it's like a lot of times I'm speaking to people and they go, oh, I haven't heard of that. I don't know. A lot of us aren't getting the same information. And so I don't know, we need so many more of these conversations. And I'm so thankful for you speaking on this and showing this today because it really does set the tone and precedent that we are not safe anywhere with anyone. And that is what I'm picking up on.
Yeah.
I have a question because when I came in, I forgot what you had said. But you see
what I'm saying? We got somebody in the chat right now.
Oh, that re-saying it. That's crazy.
Go ahead, Ms. D. I just wanted to bring the attention to the chat that, when you speak on certain things, people get triggered and nobody said anything bad about anybody. We're over here having a conversation, but this is what they want us to do. They don't want us to do these type of things and have these conversations. So we're going to piss them off a little bit more. Go ahead, D. Go on.
I had a question to say, did they have like a argument about possibly her being like only to him or with him? Because when I came in, I think you were saying something along the lines of or somebody was saying something along the lines of, she was saying basically like, yeah, I'm gonna be engaged to you, but I'm gonna entertain you and still live life with you, but I'm also going to entertain other people. Is that what actually happened, or we just?
No, I think what it was that she wanted something more from him, and he wasn't giving that to her, and she was entertaining other people at that time, like before the birthday thing. I think what happened was that he planned this big birthday trip to kind of get her from talking to other men that he's been seeing on her her timeline and her going out on dates and stuff with them, because they were not engaged or in an exclusive relationship.
Oh.
They were just dating. You understand what I'm saying? She was not like, this is my boyfriend. If you even seen it on there, she like date night in the sky. She never said anything about this man was her boyfriend or anything like that. Wow. They had a relationship. They were dating, because y'all can date each other. Bella, we finna go outside. Wait a minute, friend. I'm sorry, my dog, my Bella is whining because she see me by the door and she know what we finna go do.
So how do we know he was even engaged to her?
Well, that he proposed to her on the trip. She didn't know that she was finna get proposed to. So that's why we said this all was probably a setup by Ty for her to stop talking to whoever she was talking to, that he was pissed off about who she was talking to. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So basically, the proposal was the setup for her eulogy.
Yes, for her to just be like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna, talk to these people no more." And he must have found out whatever the situation was more than what she was. If this man just proposed to me, you know what? In my head, what I'm thinking is, I gotta tell all my hoes I can't fuck with them no more. Exactly. I got to call all the niggas. Yeah. Because at this point, I'm off the market. He
had that one Karen that wasn't gonna give up. That you're gonna tell that little BLACK girl she's gonna have to go. So he had that one.
Well, he was gonna keep him one in the back pocket.
Kind of controlling the narrative and giving him, either you're gonna do this, do that. You're not gonna marry that girl. You're gonna get rid of her. You're gonna have to. I'm sure there's a Karen somewhere in the background that.
And this was a breadcrumb. This was a breadcrumb to keep her in his vicinity. Because she was living her best life. Go watch her page.
Also,
what was the age difference between them?
You guys, if you are a woman that's very beautiful, please do not end up being some man's trophy. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying when I say that.
Exactly.
Based off of what they just said. Do not be no man's trophy. That's not a good thing, y'all.
I can tell you this from experience what it costs you when you're someone's trophy. A lot of ass whoopings. A lot of emotional, mental abuse as well as physical. But it's going to cost you something when you're someone's trophy. You just don't get that because you're pretty. You don't get that.
A lot of times.
It comes with a lot.
And a lot of times when you become a man's trophy, they like what they see. It's like a candy store. They like what they see. They get it. And a lot of men want to humble you. A lot of men want to humble you.
That's
my
facts.
ex was like that, especially when I wasn't going for certain things. He wanted to humble me, and a lot of times I got, you not as pretty as you think you is. If you left me, who gonna want you? And for a second, I almost fell into believing it, and I had to remind myself who you is.
Exactly.
I just went through that. I went through a man just humbling me, trying to humble me, because he felt. He had been trying to get me for so many years, and he finally got me.
Finally got
me
to humble you,
just to drop me off and be like, I don't. But see, when you messing with a real one, I might have been down for a couple of days, but baby, I can't keep a real bitch down. Can't keep a real one down.
Nope, that's right.
Because it definitely is out there nowadays. A lot of men love to do that. They see something, you beautiful, you nice, and they will try to come for you and they will try to humble you. I love to use, and I'm sorry.
Just like some men think that happens to us, and just like some men think that women go after them because of their money. Y'all go after us because of our beauty and our energy.
Bingo.
Yeah. That's one of the things I teach my daughter and all the other young women. You have just as much to bring to the table as he has. So he won't have anything to use against you, because if you don't have your own stuff, then you will find yourself always in behind him. He dictating everything. You finding yourself, like you said, humbling and being submissive behind him because he has all the control because of the status that he dwells, whatever. But you have your own stuff as well. So when he ain't being what it is that you want him to be, you can leave his ass right where he is and still continue on living your best life because you came to the table with just as much as he came to the table. So now,
I agree.
and we have to teach our girls. You got to have self-esteem. You can't be where it relates to. You can't be have low self-esteem and confidence about yourself. We got to always remind them who they are, who God made you to be. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. Everything about you is perfect. You're this, you're that. And so they won't tend to go out and find a man that doesn't tell them that, but he shows them that. I always believe that, your actions speak louder than your words. So you showing me is better than you telling me, because you telling me and not showing me, you're missing the mark. So I'd rather know that it's instilled within me than to go out and not have that and go find somebody that's going to always shower me with gifts, and while he's showering me or whatever, having me feel less than what I really am. And so it's important. Like I said, I'll be 54 next month, and all my young women I come in contact with, I let them know what it can be like versus than what it's like. You know what I'm saying? You never want to go through the lifestyle I went through because it was hellish. Do you hear me? Yes, I got nice things and lived a life lifestyle, but I got that ass toe up and everything else, and mentally abused and emotionally abused, and it cost me something. And so I'm at a place now, I prefer to be single and protected than to be in a relationship and feeling like I'm less than what I really am. So you have to be mindful, and not only that, have something you believe in, a spiritual side. Because discernment will not fail you. It will not. If something is off and that person ain't who they supposed to be, your spiritual side is going to let you know, baby girl, don't go with that. Something ain't right about that. Stay away from that. And that way you won't have to be worried about, putting yourself in harm's way. But you got to keep your eyes open and your ears tuned to what it is that God is telling you when it relates to meeting people, because people mean you more harm than good.
And again, we all keep saying spiritual. What do we keep saying? But if you guys don't know, but if you guys don't know what some of that means, or having spiritual discernment, it's basically if you ever had that feeling like in your stomach or in your chest, something just don't feel right, or in the back of your head, something telling you don't do it, don't go. Listen, listen to it. That your gut, it never leads you wrong. I promise you,
baby.
I
called that.
I like to.
I won't. Yeah, Trey, you didn't. Treasure, you've been sitting up here so patiently. Real quick, let me say this real quick. My mom, I called it. I told my dancers, when you get the bubble guts with somebody, that's that sign to move around.
That's the butterflies, I call it. The butterflies.
I would also like to encourage the young women to not busy their time up. You don't always have to have a friend in your ear or a man to talk to and kiki. Sometimes we need to just sit with ourselves. I have a lifelong friend that I had to recently abandon because she basically has never ever sat with herself. And because she sat with these men and man after man after man, this lady is lost. And for her to do the work right now, it requires too much. And so at some point in our development, we need to learn how to sit in our solitude. We will then understand the right relationships for us. But as we busy ourselves up with all these men and friends and all these things and getting pulled here and in this and that and got to go here, you are not giving yourself the time to actually structure and grow.
So I came up.
Treasure, go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Thank you so much for allowing me to join. So I came up to talk about that exact thing. So your discernment, let me tell you, it never lies. It's the God within you. It's your intuition. It's your gut telling you that something is either right or wrong. And we have to teach our daughters, we have to teach our sisters, we have to teach our loved ones to listen to that inner voice. The God within you never will lead you in the wrong direction. We have our own way, but God's way is always going to be the correct way. And if we listen to that, if we listen and we take heed to what God is showing us, we will learn a lot, and we will keep ourselves out of danger and out of situations that God does not want us in. But part of our problem is we talk too much.
Oh, I be talking too much, Treasure.
Yes,
Amen. I
Lord.
can't even
You
get
hit it
mad at
right there on
that.
the mark. Yes,
We
ma'am.
talk too much. Sometimes we have to shut our gums, shut our mouths. And when you do that, people will tell you exactly what they have planned for you. People will tell you what they is in their inner thoughts. People will tell you things, but you have to listen and you have to pay attention and you have to stop and be quiet.
Do that
Be
on
in a
purpose.
quiet
Yes,
Dating
space
ma'am.
of
somebody.
listening. Listen to what
Yes, ma'am.
people are saying. And
That
when
goes for
when a
men,
tells you
friends,
every
family, anybody.
But do
everybody
it when you
Ma'am.
first start dating somebody.
right,
In
You
the
know,
very
Tanya,
beginning.
that's exactly when you
80%,
have to
about
listen.
20% of the time.
Right. So when you first meet someone, all you got to do is listen. But we as women, what we tend to do is tell them all the things that we want that or we won't accept or
And
the
now they
things
got
that we going to do or not going to do. And then what that person, man or woman, cuz it goes for both,
You
because we
want my
had a young lady.
glasses, Treasure, because you read me like a book right now. Would you like my
Listen,
glasses?
God said, come up here and let everybody know. If you don't have discernment, right? I'm gonna tell you this little key. You ask God, sit in a quiet space and ask God, pray for the gift and the power of discernment. I'm going to say
Lord.
it one more time. Pray for the
Ooh, you
gift
gonna make
and the
me run.
power of discernment if you don't have it already. And let
Thank
me
you.
just give you a little tip. When you start using it, right? When God gives you a message or God gives you a intuition or God gives you something very subtle and you start using it and you say, nope, I'm not going to go, or I'm not going to say anything, or I am going to say whatever that thing that God gives you is. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Lord, it'll keep you safe.
It'll keep you
He is
safe. The
preaching this
more when
morning.
you
Actually, hold on real quick. Pure Heart and Bro Jess, because I see y'all in the comments. Oh, we using it. Definitely using it. You looking at a product of it right now, ladies.
And we gonna use
Remember
it
that.
against you right on out this chat too.
Okay? You looking at a product of it right here. So don't let them folks in the chat fool you. You looking at a product. So go ahead, Miss Treasure. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. So I wanted to come up there and come up and tell everybody, teach your daughters, teach your little sisters, teach your family members, especially when they're younger. The younger, the better, right? To have that discernment, have that God within speak to you. And again, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back who didn't hear what I said. When you don't listen to the inner voice of God within you, it's going to go away because God is saying, you're not listening. So I'm not going to give it to you. But when you listen and you start taking
I
heed
don't
to
think it
the
ever goes away.
right, but it'll become stronger the more you use it, the more you
Yes,
listen,
it
is
will.
what I'm trying to
Yes,
say.
it will.
Right, it becomes even stronger. So what I want to say and this is the last thing and then I'm going to jump down. So I'm going to give you a little gem. When you first
No,
meet
don't
someone,
jump down. I like
oh,
your
I'm
conversation too.
gonna say, Miss Dee Dee, let her
I like our conversation.
oh, I
Let
appreciate
me.
you. Listen, when you
Don't leave.
I'm going to show you a little trick. And I am over 50, so I'm a little bit older, so and I'm not
We
here.
got to hold on to Miss Chai. See why you named yourself Treasure. You are a national treasure.
uh
Listen,
Treasure. Yes,
Angel.
she
Angel,
is.
see, we got one. We
Yes, she
got one.
is.
You heard me?
Trying to
Like,
Stay there.
We
Yeah.
can't
Oh
just
no,
have
you
one
got
in the
more
gang
than
at
one.
some point.
We do. We got more
It's a
than one.
bunch
We
of
do.
treasures.
We just gotta find them.
No, we all up in
Find
here.
us.
That's where we at. We in your lives, baby.
Oh, right. Oh, don't make me
We are
cry.
all
Don't make me
treasures
cry
right
right
now.
now.
We
I
are,
feel like
yes, we are all treasures.
this is a destined moment. Thank you, Lord.
Talking about, after I say this, I'm gonna get down. No, you not. No, you not.
Listen,
Still working on me. He's still working on me, y'all.
Don't move.
I've been through a lot, y'all. I've
Don't
been through a
move
lot.
now.
And you learn and you grow. So here's a little tip, ladies, and I want you to remember this because I wish I knew this 25 years ago. When you're with someone and that person, anytime you have an event, right? And I'm just going to throw it, it doesn't have to be this, but just giving you an example. Let's say you're graduating. Let's say you have a birthday. Let's say you are in a wedding, right? Whatever that is. Whatever a special event, a special moment is, let's say you get a promotion at your job and the person you're with has something negative to say about that thing, or they don't show up for you, run. They are jealous of you. And they're not telling you that they're jealous. They're showing you they're jealous, but you don't always see it.
Come on, sis.
I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you right now. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Yes, ma'am.
And you get to see, let's say you have a graduation.
You preaching.
Oh, okay. And that person has something negative to say, or you get a promotion and that person has, instead of congratulating you, instead of bringing you flowers, instead of saying, I knew you could do it, they give you a negative comment, or they give you a little snide comment, and they're not really there for you. That person is not for you. Get out of that relationship, get out of that friendship, get out of that situationship, whatever that thing is. That person is not for you. And I'm going to say it again. We got to listen, ladies. We do too much talking.
And that's
Too
also
much.
for friendships,
Yes.
family relationships,
Yes.
any relationship that you were in when that happens. You
Yes.
got to run from them people. Regardless the title.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a perfect segue. This the big sis. This the big sis. This the RN. This the big sis. I think I got you all beat. I turn 56 tomorrow.
Happy
And-
birthday, Stella Aries. Happy birthday.
Big sis, we
Thank
might be
you. I am sitting on a heating pad on this left thigh, but I went to Crunch this morning and got it in. So listen.
Yeah.
But this is what I wanted to say to my beautiful young ladies, and every last one of you are beautiful.
You are too.
Learn. I'm sitting here
You
and
are
I'm
too.
listening to this because I got to listen to my sister in the morning. And I'm writing a book. I'm actually in the middle of writing a book about how to forgive yourself after a relationship. Well, this is what I want to say to you ladies. It's not always time to turn up. There's times where you need to learn to sit at home and
be
just
quiet.
sit with yourself and do absolutely nothing. Do self-care.
Nothing.
And sit in your
And be
own
quiet.
spirit. Because that way, when these things come along, like the young lady before me said, you know that discernment is going to be like a muscle. You got to train a muscle. You got to train it.
That's
But
right.
if you don't know what you're looking for,
You don't know.
you won't know that is
You won't
presenting
know it.
itself. So take your time. Spend time with yourself. You don't always got to be with your girls and turning up. I'm telling you, it's going to be a couple nights. Them turn ups may not turn out. It's okay to stay home and just indulge on yourself. You got to pay attention.
To add to that,
Thank
our
you,
relationship,
RN. Thank you, boo. We love
You're
you,
welcome,
girl.
sugar.
just to add to what RN said, also, we have to understand that our relationships are an external mirror of what we are. So when you
Right.
look at those relationships and you see those deficits, you need to internalize what that means to you. Are there maternal issues? Are there paternal issues? Are you self-abandoning? Are you neglected? Or, when we come from traumatized situations, we don't realize that's what we leave in our relationships. That's what our spirit is basically representing if we have not started our healing process. So when you're constantly dating men and you see that each of these different men end up having the same actions and or character traits,
You gotta
that
start
is a
looking at yourself.
representation of you. So when you don't like what you're seeing, you got to address that with yourself.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
you're attracting that. That's coming from you. Those are your requirements that you're putting out that you don't realize that you're putting out. But
Yeah.
if you sat home with yourself and wrote in a journal or wrote something down, you might say, you know what? That's starting to be a pattern.
At least for 6
And you
months.
might even find that some of the traits that these people have are also reflective of some of the traits that some of the familial relationships had, say a toxic parent or toxic siblings, or, these
Come on.
things are really they tether. So when you see them, you have to look at all relationships because that's how you address love. That's what you define as love and care. And you got to understand that sometimes we wasn't raised under true love and care. A lot of the times we were born and our parents fed us, clothed us, and that was enough. So you have to understand what your definition of love is so that you can understand how you are receiving it and what you are putting out. So it's not always the other person. Sometimes it's you.
All right, guys, real quick, let me interject in real quick. Let's do a little commercial break real quick. I appreciate everybody coming up. I am so grateful for all of you women and men that are on the, if it is a man on the panel, because I know I'm looking at the thing, but in the chat, I appreciate you guys. If y'all can, please, I really need you guys to hit the like button. If you don't want to give a gift, that is absolutely fine. But if you can hit the daily heart meet, that would be great. And just like I said, if you can tap the screen, because what it does, it helps TikTok knows it'll send this live to other young women or women and men who want to talk about this conversation that's going on right now. Again, we are talking about this situation, but we are also talking about preventive measures that we can do as women, especially Black women, what we can do to be able to not let this happen. Or if it does happen, we gonna have some type of, background and some type of trail to where we can tell them who did it to us. You understand what I'm saying? And also merging the gap between the younger generation and the older generation. Just wanting y'all to understand this is not to pick on her like, oh, she was young. She was old enough to understand what was going on, and she did not deserve what she got. I don't care how old she was. I don't care if she was 51. I don't care if she was 61, if she was 21. She did not deserve what happened to her. And again, a lot of people are not talking about this because it kind of just freshly happened. But this needs to be national news. And until I see somebody nationally talking about this, I'm gonna be on their necks like that black part on the back of your neck when you don't wash real good back there. I'm gonna be like the sugar daddy in the inside of your ear that you got to get a Q-tip to get up out. You understand what I'm saying? Because I need y'all to understand. I come to the realization that us content creators, we are the way that we get the information out, and we need to get this information out so people can be aware. That's the bottom line. And again, I appreciate everybody coming over here, but again, if I can get you guys to tap the screen. Also, I have a gift goal up here. I don't get paid on here for just sitting on here. Unfortunately, TikTok don't do that. I will be putting this live on my YouTube where I can get a little something. So just letting everybody know that's on the panel. You will be hearing your voice on my YouTube. About almost 20,000 people will be hearing you, probably more than that. You never know if the video goes viral, you gonna be in it, okay? And again, if you guys could give gifts, if it's somebody that wants to donate the hold on, because I charge $25 an hour. I think we've been on here for what, 3 hours. If somebody want to donate to the CA and do a hot 75, and you wouldn't have to do no gifts on here, you absolutely more than welcome to. But if not, just tap the screen, if anything. Tap it and repost it and send it to some young woman, some older woman, some young man, or older man that's in support of it, something, okay? That's what you, when I say pay it forward, that's what I mean. Repost it, like the live. So I'm going to ask Miss Michelle to say her piece because she has been waiting. And then Dee Dee, I'll let you go ahead and say, because I think you had something you wanted to say as well. But Miss Michelle, try to keep it under 3 minutes, guys, so that we can fluctuate and get everybody's, opinion and everything on it, okay?
Yes, she didn't deserve this. And for whoever is saying that she did this to herself, no, she did not do that to herself. And I just don't understand these people in this world. Don't. And the young lady that was talking about the discernment, she's right, and I'm writing notes down. So yes, we just have to stand and come together and just keep her out in the algorithm so we can get some justice for her.
Exactly. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Thank you so much. Who was
You're welcome.
next? Makayla, is it McKaylee? Chair, Miss Brooks. Can you hear me, Miss Brooks? Okay, Dee, go ahead, baby.
So I had another question.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering that if he proposed, did she just kind of like say yes on the spot because she kind of felt like pressured into it and wasn't really saying yes? And they were conversating about that afterwards and it got heated and somebody didn't like his answers?
Dee Dee, you know what I think?
I've been proposed to 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And one person I actually really wanted to marry, I said yes to. Another person, because of the situation he put me in around people, I said yes in the moment. But when we talked about it later in private, sir, take your ring back. But I did not feel like I just didn't want to embarrass you or be in an embarrassing situation.
Right.
So I said yes. So I was
What if she said no?
But
What if
that's my
she
thing.
said no?
How do we know that they proposed? Is there a video of the proposal?
Yes. I can show it to y'all. It to y'all for the people who know, who haven't seen it. It's a video.
Let's see it so we can see her true reaction and read it.
Okay, because you can, because I was gonna say you can kind of read the reaction, kind of a little bit. She was definitely like, "Oh, what? Okay." Now, so hold on, let me turn it around. Hold on. Everybody mute up real quick. Let me turn it around. Yeah, he. This was a setup by Todd. I'm trying to tell y'all, feeling my spirit, Jesus. I feel in my spirit.
To help him to plead his case when he go to court and say he know nothing about what went place. That I proposed her, and next thing I know, she's unalive. No, Negro, that's not gonna save you. They're gonna find out that you unalive that baby. You had something to do with that. Your hand is all on that.
We can't hear it. The volume not on.
No, it's not. I'm trying to take the overlay screen off on here. Just give me 1 second. No, you okay?
Good morning. Thank you for calling Progressive. Mikhail, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Mikhail, we can hear you, girl.
Girl, you can't be. You at work, girl. Mikhail,
I thought I hit mute, y'all. I'm sorry. I thought I hit
no,
mute.
you fine. We trying not to get you in trouble, friend. Get off of mute. Mute you up. Let me mute you. You is fine, honey. We got your back, though, friend. And sure. I'm going to clip that out for you, Michelle, okay? I ain't going to put that up in there when I posted, friend. Girl, I got you. I'm a silent that part. They ain't gonna hear it. I love your switch on and switch off voice. I got one of them too. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we getting off the subject, but shit. I got a switch on and switch off voice too. I loved it. You did a wonderful job, friend. I would have loved to call you. But this is the excuse me, y'all. I do apologize. I know y'all might hear some laughter through this video, but it's not towards this, you have to bring some laughter in, because this is a really, 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 really heartbreaking story, Jesus Lord. And we really want to find him and roast his ass. You hear me? Like a pig on a fire. Do you hear me? Put an apple in his mouth.
She was so pretty,
It was beautiful. Hold on, let me show.
In case you've missed it, a 31-year-old lady, Ashlee Janae, was strangled and killed and her lifeless body hanged to stage it like suicide by her fiancé, John McCain, in their luxurious hotel in Tanzania. John McCain murdered her. Okay, hold on. Let me say this. See, what's really pissing me off right now is all the African people are talking about this quote unquote tragedy now. Lord, I'ma reserve what I got to say. I'ma leave it mute, okay? Because we don't really want to hear because he just repeating what he done heard, okay? But I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna rewind the video again so that y'all can see her reaction, okay? Again, it's gonna be muted, so you're not gonna hear them talking or nothing like that. You just gonna hear, okay? So hold on, let me push play again. This them walking. This is her birthday, mind you. This is her birthday. This is her taking photos and stuff with the lions and tigers and bears.
even Natalia was like, look at this shit.
Not the tiger was like, hell no.
So
That was a sincere
he proposed on her birthday?
Yes.
He's so selfish. That's a red flag.
Yes. Even on her birthday. Like
that wasn't real.
He didn't know
real.
that was finna happen.
Why didn't he have her family and her friends there if he was going to propose to her, knowing that it's her birthday?
Boom. Exactly. That man did he even ask permission from the family?
I was just gonna say, did he get her dad or the family's hand? Did he ask for the dad's hand in marriage?
I don't know. I can't tell y'all yes or no on that, but from what the family was saying, they didn't. From what some of the family was saying, they didn't learn about it until it was it was either on her page or his page.
What? One thing I've been talking to my daughter about, she'll be 27 soon, is the order of things, the proper order of things. When you go outside of the proper order of things, you can't expect for anything to work out, right? It's universal code. So when we have men that want to marry us, but they don't seek approval from our family first, that's out of order. We cannot say yes. We cannot say no. We have to say, I'm sorry, this is to be determined. Have you spoken to my family yet?
Ma'am, that's decent and order.
We have to operate in the proper order of things. And we are in a world right now where they're saying like, oh, that's, we could break those traditions. We don't have to do things the way the old folks did it. But you got to understand that there is repercussions when you break the order of things. And I think young women need to understand that.
I think the problem is that they think that they have to ask the people the family members who they don't discern with. When people are telling y'all to get with y'all family members, they're saying get with your family members that are trusted. Mm-hmm. That grandmother, that auntie, that uncle that you know that's gonna come and tell you, you know, the truth about things. It's always that truth seeker or the black sheep in the family that understands why you not there, that understands why you don't want to be a part of whatever. That's what she's saying. We still have to hold on to those type of that's what I get from what she's saying, because I don't really mess with everybody in my family, and some of them will try to guide you somewhere where they want you to be because they don't want to see you successful. But I think she's saying the real pioneers, the real people that we know, that we when they see us doing something wrong, they like, hey, you know, they'll tap you on the shoulder. Yeah, you need to get your shit together now. You know what I'm saying? Or you can go to them and tell them. They can tell you the lineage of what's going on, and it's not biased. It's not like, you know, I'm telling you this story and I'm making my sister seem like she the best. No, they gonna tell everything that happened, and they gonna be like, you gonna be like, damn, auntie was acting like that, mama was acting like that, daddy was acting like that, my uncle was acting like that. You see what I'm saying? They gonna be the ones. So I think that's the lineage that she's talking about, not the people who want to see, don't want to see you, want to see you still be the person that you are. Because some people, they just see you as one thing. They will never see you as that evolved person. They will never see you as the person that you have grown in. They gonna always see you as that big foreheaded ass little girl who used to bite her fingernails. I don't bite my nails no more. My forehead's still big, but it grew in with the body. You hear me? You see what I'm saying? Some of them still don't think that way about you. It's
and for those that don't have, and what I say about family, a lot of the time, sometimes it's a kindred family, right? Some of us don't have traditional family. Some of us have family that we have worked through life and gained, you know, through different experiences. Those are your trusted family members.
That's
right.
True.
You have a village. You have to know that those people, your safe spaces, they're going to want the best for you, right? So this all goes back to discernment, intuition, as well as the proper order of things. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what you believe in. There is a proper order of things. We are all under this earth's rotation, right? This earth don't rotate just, you know, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you know, and then it's just decides on Tuesdays it's not going to rotate anymore. There's a proper order of things. If one thing is interrupted in this earth spinning, we are all ejected. Okay, so when you are going against the proper order, you are setting yourself up for things to not work properly. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Life is very simple. We complicate it by throwing all these other things in the mix. Then you got everybody that don't want to be like the past generation. At the end of the day, each generation is supposed to take, grow, and learn from each other. And if we don't have that, and you don't have that village, then you need to start seeking it. That's where you sit in your solitude to allow for those people, places, and things to come to you. Because if you're going to the club every Saturday, Friday, Thursday through Saturday, you are not meeting your community. You are attaching to spirits that are unaware. This is just real life stuff. And the more you live, you will learn. But you have to seek the guidance of others. People, we're not telling y'all these things because we just live life perfectly. No, we broke the order of things and got our butts whooped by life. You know, I've been in this healing journey now for the last 10 years. Okay, there's a lot of things I kicked myself in the rear for because I did not trust my own discernment. I was trusting what everyone else said was the thing I was supposed to do. Was social. You know, we go through these societal status quos, and you got to understand that's not fit for everybody. You know, but once that man decided that he wanted to propose to this lady in a different country without her family or friends present, did not seek the guidance, did not seek the approval from said family, from said friends, he was already letting her know they did not matter. He is the most important thing in her life, and she was going to have to accept him, and he would not have to accept anything else from her. And that is what that means. Some things are not spoken out loud. And we got to know that everybody's actions don't always line up. Just because it's a big, nice ring, just because it's an expensive trip, don't mean that that man didn't love her. Because, doesn't mean that that man loved her. It's obvious that he didn't because he was able to take her life.
All right, Miss Pretty D. Thank you so much for being so patient, love.
Hello, everyone. How y'all
All
doing?
right, how you doing?
I'm good this morning. I just want to give my condolences to the families, to the friends, to everybody that it had hit home to, and knowing that the young lady is my age. I was very disturbed by it this morning when I saw it. So, with that being said, I think she should have been more conservative of the age bracket and what this man had going on. She is a very beautiful young lady. I just, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so emotional.
It's okay.
um, I've been listening to y'all all morning talking about this. I just want to say that I have been through a lot in my life as a growing up and as a dating different people. Um, I've been through things with my kid's father. I felt like he was a manipulator, a narcissist, and everything else in that nature and in that category. Yeah, I understand we're young. We keep going back. We keep going back because that's the person we love. That's the person we want to be with because we don't want no broken home. If our home was already broken when we was younger. So I didn't want that for my kids. But I had to sit myself down and say, D, you can't keep going through this. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for your mental. It's not healthy for your kids. It really messed a child up. My son went through a lot with me with that situation with their dad. And he's seen a lot. And so my daughter came along and she experienced a little bit of it. So by that time I had to just throw it all away. I had to throw the whole relationship away. No matter how much it hurted me, I had to do it for the sake of my kids. So, with this being said, yeah, as women, some of us do have low self-esteem, some of us don't. And even when you don't have low self-esteem, a person can really come in and take that low self-esteem down and make you feel like you need them and you have to depend on them. Don't ever feel like you have to depend on a man or woman, whatever it is that you date. Don't ever feel like that. I felt like that for so many years that I had to depend on somebody because I feel like my parents didn't show me the love that I needed because I was in a separate household. And then I didn't grow up with my siblings. My siblings are all older than me. So I was just a child by myself on both sides of the family. Yes, I always been a black sheep. I always felt like I was the black sheep. So um I felt like I had to go out and look for that love that I wanted. And when I kept on getting those same results of people mistreating me, using me, mentally abusing me, downgrading me, or whatever, or using me for my looks, yeah, that's when I sat myself down. Recently, I had a situation like that. Um, I was dating this, I was dating this female, and not knowing that she was patient or whatever. And so everything was going good